Hey guys, just a quick thing that I wanted to share with you all. It's regarding Steam Deck. Yes, Steam Deck. Steam Deck to me wasn't just a gaming console. I saw a lot of potential in this thing. It's an incredibly powerful PC, and there is a whole lot more to it than just playing games. And today I'm going to show you how I triple boot Steam Deck to run SteamOS, Ubuntu, and Windows. And I'm going to show you exactly how I did that and give you a quick rundown. So yeah, let's get started. First, I'm going to go into SteamOS. You can see here I have SteamOS, I have Ubuntu, and I have Windows. By default, it's going to pop into Windows, but I can also select SteamOS or Ubuntu by going into the boot manager. The trick here is that you don't install any operating systems on the same partition or on the same disk essentially as SteamOS. SteamOS unfortunately does not have a grub bootloader that's capable of detecting other operating systems or giving you the option to have an OS selector on boot. So that's why it needs to stay as a standalone OS on the built-in NVMe of the Steam Deck. So you can see here, I get the Steam Deck nice UI here, which is SteamOS. There is nothing superb about that. Everybody should already have this. But now we're going to get into Ubuntu. I'm going to show you exactly the partitioning that I've done on the memory card and how I went about it. To do that, you got to remember to switch between SteamOS and the other operating systems. You need to shut it down again because it doesn't have a way to do OS selection. For both Ubuntu and Windows, I've installed those separately on the memory card. And unlike pretty much every single tutorial or guide out there on the internet, which tells you, hey, you're gonna install stuff directly on your Steam Deck, this is ridiculous and it doesn't really do much. Anyway, to access the Steam Deck boot manager, you press and hold the volume minus button and the power button just once. You keep holding the volume minus until it pops on. Now you can see here, I got Ubuntu and Windows. I'm gonna go into Ubuntu this time. And you can see here, I do get the grub loader and it detects my Ubuntu. It also detects my Windows. You can see that here on the MMC block. So I'm gonna go into Ubuntu for now because I wanna show you what I did with the memory card. Please keep in mind that when you're partitioning your memory card, you cannot do that directly using SteamOS. You're gonna have to pop the memory card out. You're gonna get it using a memory card reader on your PC, and it better works using Linux. So if you do have Linux on your machine, that is a super plus. I'm not sure if you could do the same thing on Windows or Mac, but it definitely works on Linux. So once you get the memory card on a Linux machine, you're gonna have to partition the memory card properly in order to get things working. Lucky for you, you don't have to start off by partitioning it. What you're gonna wanna do is this, and I'm gonna show you this right now. I do have a keyboard here connected via Bluetooth to the system, so I could use the mouse here. And I wanna pop my terminal, and I wanna show you the partitioning of the memory card. So let me just maximize that window. I'm gonna sudo, and then I'll go fdisk dev mmc block. This is my memory card. If I do a print here, you'd see that I have pretty much the most important file systems here. The most important partitions are mmc block 0 p1 all the way down to p3. P1 and P2 will be automatically created once you install Windows, and then P3 and P4 and P5 will be configured once you do Ubuntu. So the way this works is once you get your memory card on a Linux laptop or PC or whatever, you want to mount the memory card to be accessed directly as a raw disk using VMware Workstation. So once you do that, you're going to install Windows. It's going to look like you're installing Windows on a brand new machine. There's nothing fancy there. It's pretty super simple. And then once you're done with that, this will create two partitions. This will create the EFI partition the EFI partition here, which is 549 megs, and then it will create a Windows partition. You can decide how big you want that partition to be. During the Windows installation, I obviously specify just 120 gigs, so that's what I get. And then you let the installation complete. Now, once you're done with that, you should have a bootable memory card that runs Windows 11. You take that, and then you pop it directly into your Steam Deck. And once you do this, you can then connect a USB-C that contains Ubuntu on Ubuntu Live through the charger port of Steam Deck, and then you go ahead and install Ubuntu. When you install Ubuntu and knowing that Windows is already installed on the memory card, Ubuntu will automatically fire up Grub, and it will configure it to have an OS selector, which will create the options for you to have Ubuntu and Windows running off of the memory card. Now, to do that, you simply plug it in, and again, you're going to go into the boot manager part. You're going to boot off of the USB-C the USB that you attached, and you install Ubuntu. Obviously, be careful not to delete the partitions you created. Ubuntu will by default add its boot files directly to the EFI file system, which is fantastic. Everything is done, super great. Now, the last thing that we're going to look at here would be Windows. Now, if you remember, I said that Windows actually boots off by default. Actually, Steam automatically, like the boot manager by default, wants to boot Windows as a higher priority over SteamOS itself, which is really strange, but again, that appears to be the case. So right now, I'm booting into Windows 11. The one thing that I really love about it is that with Windows OS running on your Steam Deck, you could run just about any game. It runs absolutely lovely. It's super smooth. You get super high FPS. You basically get every single game running great. Steam lately just provided official drivers for Steam Deck that was released, I believe, last November 2022. So they're super fresh out of the oven. So you could use those. It gives you everything you need to get your Steam Deck running on Windows. Every game I've tested so far runs absolutely great. I've had issues running some games on SteamOS where you get like mangled fonts, or you get issues with the game running properly, or it lags as you play. It's super ridiculous. I don't like that. Windows, on the other hand, makes the whole thing super smooth. If you're a big fan of Forza Horizon 4 or 5, it runs super great on Windows. Everything runs super good on Windows except for Detroit Become Human. Unfortunately, it runs way better on Linux than it does on Windows. I'm not sure what other games out there are like Detroit. You could give it a try. Let us know. So there we go. Here we go. This is Windows. Once you go in, obviously Windows automatically, once it's detected on Steam Deck, it will automatically run in the mobile mode. So it will, once you try to enter your PIN, it will pop everything. It's really super nice. Okay, here we go, and we just went right into Windows. Here we go, triple booting Steam Deck. Remember that the whole process does require a lot of patience, so good luck with that. And if you get stuck anywhere, I'm more than happy to help. Just ping me. I'll do my best to help you. Thanks guys for watching, and have a good one. By the way, here's the view from here. It's pretty super cool. If you guys can see, just a really nice mountainous place with a lot of weird looking mountains actually, but yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you with that. Have a good one.